Okay, we shall start. Just join it. Chapter 4 you can open. So this is we going to talk about what is you have to put inside your work paper when you want to organize an event later on. But since this semester you don't have to actually conduct an event, so we just have to learn this in your own knowledge. Yeah. So the first one you have to do for the proposal is the preparation. So when you want to prepare for your proposal, as you can see that you have to draft items. So actually when you draft an item, you have to do it yourself. It's a practical way. In the previous semester, you actually immerse yourself in the real experience. But maybe in your group project, the assignment 3, you're going to learn a little bit on the proposal of how to do that proposal. And draft letters, so you have to go for the proposals, you have to draft letters for your top management in order to get an approval for your event. Beside that, you also have to thinking about what have equipment that you want to include it in your event. Yeah, of course it must be supported with audio visual aids. You need to have your video or montage preparations, and then the place that you want to, the place for the people that can sit, the canopy if you are organizing an event and outside or outdoor. And then it must be equipped with the tables and chairs and equipment and anything that is must be adapted to the your event. And this also included acknowledgement note where you have to put acknowledge to the dean, to the VIP, the speaker, trainer, facilitator, or participants that involved of the invitations letter that they are required to join your event. So this is must be included as well in your proposal. So how you going to draft the letter, because it is involved of your professional, you don't want to send a letter that is showing your weaknesses. So you have to do a proofreading of any invitation letter to the people that might come to your event, especially to the very important persons, the VIP, that might will judge on based on your preparations. Okay, to still continue. You also have to prepare for the speeches to your dean or the persons that are going to officiating your event. So they are not going to prepare their own speeches, their forwards. You will have to prepare for them. So they will be opening or officiating an event. So you must ask some of the people that are expert in the writings of forwards or acknowledgement in your organizer. You're going to assign them this task, and then you have to send the forwards address speeches to the people that going to check on your grammar or the sentence you use and the title that you're going to address those important persons, especially the higher management, the top management involved with this personal's sensitivity of using their title. For example, Tengku, Dr. Tan Sri, and so forth. And you have to draft your promotional material. Promotion materials is including the poster. So you have to because you sign your organizer, then they will check the what should be input inside the poster, the color that you use for your poster, the content that you should put in the poster, of course the details, the tentative, what you also have to include the venue and the time in your poster. So that is the promotional materials that usually been used. But if you use radio announcer or TV or any of additionals of invitations or promotion to your event, so you also have to drop a few, and then you have to go through a proofreading, check the materials, is it used for up to the public, or is not actually not suitable to the public. So you have to look through on the contents in the promotions. You also have to drop the logo of your organizers of hosts. If you are working this in a committee of your school, and for example now is a university student, when you have one group that you want to organize what we call, for example, Dean's List dinner, you as an organizer, you have to be professional. So you have to create your own team logo, really quick you, to show that you have been sharp of you, or you look sharp on that, and then you look prepared, you look professionals. When you have your motto, your logo, your standard, what we call your own standards of wings, that you are one group, even the way you dress, or during or before you meet the participants, that will show how professional you are, and then people will getting more confidence of how well you're going to deliver the event. T-shirt, for example, as the committee, you want to look as a team. So when you have a similar T-shirt or what we call a uniform, you look professional, and you look that you are having a good teamwork or bonding between committees. So when you actually doing this in the real life, that you have to prepare all of this, even though it looks not really important, but it's actually indirectly shows how professional you are. And program book is where you will have to prepare the contents of the event, the objective of the event, the forwards or the speech of the officiatings of the important persons, that they're going to be included in the program book. They also, if you invited what we call external speaker, you also have to include their biography inside the program book, because that will be shows that how whether you get this speaker that will be increase their participants enthusiastic for coming to your event, and then they know what is the expertise or the educational background, the speaker that you have invited through that program book. So all of the important informations that is explaining of our event will be get from your program book. So that's why it's also when you want to show that your program book is a look nice, it's a look what we call ethically accepted, and then professionally prepared by the organizer. Committee participant name tags. Okay, you want to know that who are the people that is among the team members. When you imagine yourself as a participant that come into your event, so you want to look for who are the committee or the organizers. So usually you will look at the name tags or the what we call your ID, so that you can immediately know or identify who are the people that join the organizer part. So you can ask any questions if you have any problem during the sessions. So you need also have to prepare for the name tags. And you also, as an organizer, you want to provide name tags to the participants and to the VIP, so that you cannot miss them when they are coming to the event. Then you know how easily to identify who are the important persons, who are the guests, who are the speaker, and who are the normal guests into the event. So that's why it's important to also to provide these small things in when you want to conduct an event. Yeah. And Sandra, if appropriate, for example, of your backdrop, how you want to design the backdrop. If you have a sponsorship, you need to include the sponsorship logo to your backdrop in order to give appreciation back to the organizer or to the sponsors of your event. So that is another sort of preparations that you have to include during the proposals preparations. Okay, if you have any questions and that you think that these are not really heard, you can just acknowledge me in the comment sections, and then you can also tell me from the Google Meet chat. Yeah, so everyone's clear? Okay, so we're going to proceed. Thank you for your acknowledgement. We're going to go next. Okay, where is it? Okay, preparations. Thanks. Proposal request. Written. Okay, proposal request is when, if you are an organizer, a company or the agency that is specialized in providing this type of materials or this type of event, so you're going to have this what we call the proposal, or you're going to quote the how much that you want to give back to the who the requester or the people that is asking for you to conduct an event. It's written in response for receiving proposal request from the parties intending to hold an event. So it's not your event, but you're helping them to carry out the event. Some requests are unclear, outlined, and extremely brief, such as they usually make one, I want to do an event for my wedding. Okay, I want it to be simple and it's for 20 persons, or I want it for 100 to 50, 150 or 200. So it's very, sometimes when you have these people that request an event that you to deliver or you to organize, so they might give you very basic or general information. So you have yourself, they have to brainstorm everything because they are their customer. And usually when they're asking for request proposal, they request a proposal from you, they doing it from phone call, isn't it? So when you have a conversation in through phone call, sometimes it's not very clear. You need to sit together face to face to discuss all of this. Okay, and formal written inquiry detail, but some other people also actually very good when they're asking for you to prepare and a proposal for you to host an event. They will give you a very specific demand or request of their event. For example, how much is their budget, where they want to conduct it, how much that we can go up with the cost, and then who's going to involve in the event, what color do you want for the team, and then etc. This is going to have very details. And a planner who talk of and running upon receiving proposal request without taking times out. We actually, when you are the planner, that you're giving a when they receive the proposals without your having a brainstorming ample time to organize contents, the details, they might have them. You don't have much time or energy or money to that going to go with your event. So the client normally look for a planner who requests a qualifications meeting. So usually, as for example, your client, you want you to host an event, they might want to find an organizer or the event planner that might want to have a qualifications meeting. For example, this will be give some of the feedback, question and answer sessions, and brainstorming with clients and the planner. So you're going to give some of the mutual understanding and mutual needs that you can meet together, that you how you're going to deliver their event. Okay. And then several topics discussed at the qualification meeting. So usually when somebody that one asking for you to prepare an event for them, or they request a proposal, so you need to know who are the clients, who going to join their event, who are the speaker that they want to invite, or trainer or facilitator, what type of event is that? So you need to know that to include in the proposal before you meeting them, because in qualification is to get a green light for you to be choose, or you as an organizer to be successes, yeah, to be selected to conduct the event. Yeah, usually it's not only one, there will be 2 or 3 event planner that will going to the qualification meeting, and then this client will choose which is the best of the proposal planner. And you as a yourself, imagine yourself as a planner as well. When you want to prepare the proposal, so you need to know the scope, topic, and market. So for the market, is it what is it the current situation? If they want to conduct donations or fundraise for the autism kids, for example, for the autism children, so you have to look of the current situations. Are any or is there any people that around you are having these problems? Are they think that this is issues very important? They think that they want to go for that and to support. So you also have to look for the market. If not, they have to change it, or what type of fundraiser that you want to do. Then who will be the guests? So you look at the client's guests. Who are they invited? If they are invited, is a very high profile personnel, for example, Prime Minister, for the bidding or auctions dinner. So you have to prepare some of the important consideration, for example, the security part, the protocol, what does and what and doesn't that you cannot that you can do or cannot do during the event, and who you have to be involved with the third party that are going to be involved with your event, and how much that you're going to spend that, and how much they're willing to go for the cost that you're going to spend for your event. Okay, and then what is the event objectives? Look at what the objective of the client, so that you can go focus on what you want them to be success. What they would need, and you can meet the demand of the client. So you need to know the event's objective. Okay, planner need to know and understand past client history. So you look at the client's background. If you are as the organizers, so they want to conduct certain event, you must ask them, what do you have any experience that conducted event that been organized by other people? So you have to look at it, and then you need to know what is happening on their previous event, what is the problem, what is the success factor, and that's so forth, and the way they doing it, and what have been contribute, what benefit, what have been what we call benchmark for that, where have they been done it. So if you also have to know this, you don't want to organize an event for your client at the same place. You might be looking that you didn't prepare, or you are actually missing the key importance points, where people they tend to not join again or participate again at the same place. Yeah, because they have been there, then they don't think that they want to use their time to go to the same place for a dinner, for example. What type of venue have been used, and what type of event elements have been included. So you look at what is their theme, what have been used, or the decorations, MC, entertainments that have been used by the previous event, that you might want to using a STEM standard, or a similar flow of the program that to be included. So it's not going to be very weird or very awkward event when they have a similarity of the program that have been done in the previous event. What were the objective of those each cases, and then how successful they have even been in the past in the meeting, and EMEA objective, of course. Are they success in their previous event with the other organizer or the other host that going to help them to deliver the event? You also have to ask them, because you need to know what is the pro and cons of the process of the events. And what else that you also have to know is what is the final bill? So the actual total cost of the event, of course, very important when you have used the funds or the financial part of the client. You need to know that how much or how that the host or the persons previously have used their fund to carry out their event. Is it are they receive any profits from that, or they have experience loss? Are they spending extra money for the actually the organizer or the clients have the same meet what we call mutual spending ratio, so everyone have a win-win situation. So you also have to look, because you don't want, of course you want to avoid losses when it's an organizer for the clients. You don't want to experience where you get at the loss side and they get the win side. So you need to have a win-win situations. So you need to be honestly tell them how much that this event will going up of the cost, and then you also need to be it need to be what we call it appropriately discuss of how much cost that they willing to spend with you. Yeah, and then that's the idea. You can go what decorations, what entertainment, what venue that you can use for the event, because you don't want later on you have misunderstood and you're going to have a good relationship with your client, and this will be affect your future reputation to when you want to invite other people to conduct an event with you. So you want to avoid that. Okay, we goes to the proposals, to the details on the more on the details. So what should be quality or the elements that have to be included in the proposal? You need to show your work ethics, your level of standards, the professionalisms of your writing, your spelling, your what we call your alignment, and then the use of the words of the language that is going to reflect to your professionals. Attentive to details, so you have to tell how much that you use, very specifics, and you do not just give alarm projections. You just actually you have to go and do a research how much this venue will cost, what happened if it's you doing in the weekend. It might be have some fluctuations when some things that might become in the last minute, so you have to be specific in everything. Your knowledge, so you have to conduct any research as well to the place. Maybe you have to give a few places that they can go for it. Okay, and then you also have to tell them that how knowledgeable is you when you conduct a similar event or types of event, your successful factor on your previous event. Thoroughly research and destination a possible venue. You need to be creative in terms of your montage, in terms of your videography, photography that you use, and that you will give some of the quality elements in your event. And then operation skills, can whatever proposed have actually done, and levels of expertise. So get the winning proposal. So in order you to get your proposal to win the client's heart, you have to present that, catch the audience, the client's feeling that might be suit to their expectations. They feel satisfied to hear of your suggestions, and not just a show but should attract buyers. You must, when you want to conduct a presentation, you must have be a professional, must be creative, it must be out of the normals of the other hosts, because you want to give yourself a niche, so compared to other organizer or other agency, event planner. And you need to look of at your previous successful event that you have been conducted or organized before, and then you need to show how good are you, or which or part that you are very good, your strength. Maybe you are very good when you're doing for donations or charity event, so you're going to give some of the successful or the strength into and emphasize on that part. And the first step in producing successful event is producing successful proposal. So a good planning a good, a detailed, tentative proposal will 80% are going to show or deliver a successful event. So you want to have, as a client, you need to influence them, you need to convince that you're going to deliver a very good event for them. Yeah, and then remember, the person you're presenting may not in the final decision maker, might be some of the top management that didn't involve in the what we call qualified meetings, qualifications meetings. Yeah, there might be some other people, they come into the meeting, it's just the middle management. So there will be this top management will be hear it from the middle management. So you need to know who are the actually making the decisions. And then they may be under scheduled presentation on the same day. The proposal has to speak for itself. So maybe you don't have the chance to explain every detail. So you need to prepare the proposal as good as it is, as it can sell itself, as it in terms of how creative you are. You can use colors or reporting font. Yeah, that is the report itself, because the proposals will show how good you are, how professional, or how confident you are to the event. It has to shine on its own. Proposal can set planning company apart from their competitions. And then proposal preparations, the initial steps. So you're going to go qualifications that will take place with client. Actually, with the client, in the previous semester, when your senior conducted an event, organizing an event in UiTM, the client will be the faculty head department. For example, our KPP and the HEA, Timbala Rector, Dr. Firdaus. So they are the clients. So they will look at your proposal. So this is we're going thorough review with all of this, the client requirements and even objective have been conducted. So you need to know what is for example, our head of faculty, our KPP 1, to conduct a Dean's List event, a reward, a ceremony event. Okay, so you need to know what is their requirement to the event. They want to have this specific speaker, so you have to prepare for that. Client budget. So UiTM has specified for one event, or for each of the event conducted under HEA, level academic, the organizer will be support up to 1,500. So this is the supported from the HEA. So that is the fund from the HEA to give to the students, the organizer among the students to conduct the event, but the sponsors from the HEA is only 1,500. So the rest is up to you. And then the client history and avoid duplications, except if the client, for example, they want you to conduct outside your ITM, so you have to look, they have been this place, do you have a bad experience with this place, so you look at it. Familiar with client likes and dislikes. Usually when we have a few people that might involve in the decision factor, you look at what does they prefer. For example, they prefer to have an event at evening, or some other people that they prefer to have a high tea instead of dinner, and some of the head of departments, they prefer to have a simple what we call dress code. They don't want to have a fancy, so that is also have to be familiar with. Bigger research issue availability, feasibility, meaning that is it can be run, is it possible to carry it out? Okay, is it feasible for you to deliver the event? So you have to look at it. And then it too into negotiation with the supplier. So you ask the supplier that going to accommodate your events, your venue locations, and then you look at the technology part, what we call the audio part of event. They're able to provide these materials that you required, so that you need to check with. Cost sheet covered in detail. So everything must be in detail, especially when involving with money, especially if you are knowing that your top management are looking very thorough with the money you use or the fund that you use from their what we call from their fund. Oh, this is the thing that will be first priority when look for the UITM, because cost is or the money used in for certain events will be back to the audit. So you have to be careful when you want to include all of the information. You will not be accepted at the first bidding for the proposal. You will be rejected many times until the budget that being used can be finalized and be accommodately appropriate be used. Yeah, so you are lucky for this semester if you are actually involved with the actual event. So you going to experience the rejections so many times when the budget is allocation is not up to the it's not up to clear, it's not up to the standards of the department or the faculty. And the proposal portion where the event planner utilize visualization technique. Sometimes you can use pictures that using colors, or you can look at, you take the pictures of the place, you look at the dress code, you have to give the pictures of what the dress code will look like. So this will give more life. Yeah, there will be sound to the proposal itself, so they can imagine it. Must incorporate with guests actually be seeing what we will be feeling, hearing, tasting, and smelling. So when you conduct an event like dinner, appreciation, dean's list, you will look at the what we call the third sense, the sixth sense of the clients or the participants. For example, if you want to conduct the masquerade dinner, so you have to put the pictures. What is the atmosphere of the situations or the images of the background of masquerade dinner? So you put it into your proposal. It can be, or you can also have electronic what we call electronic proposal, where you can save it inside in your Microsoft Word, and then you just give it to them, and then you can show a video is attached together. How is it the masquerade dinner will be look like? So indicate the sum of the sixth sense of the event will be. Proposal should contain both suggestion of event elements and what can be added. Depends on the budget. If your budget is not too big, that this is all that you can. If your budget is might be higher than you expected, so you can do more. Do not limit client option or creativity. So you don't want to put some bare boundaries to your client's demand, but you try to find the middle land that can satisfy both parties, as the organizer and as the client to the events. They might want this and want that, because they are the clients, right? Sometimes you're not going to receive a customer that will say yes to everything that you say. They want this and that, because demand. Very demanding the end of the event that you want. But you look at their budget, so you want them to be happy, so you can get good reputations, a good of what we call positive side from there. Okay, I think that's all. This is the proposal chapter 4, not too much. We're just talking about more to the proposals. Do you have any questions? So I want you to carry on with your group. Please discuss your montage, what you have to be put, what you have to carry out of your event, what types of event you want, because you still already but still you have to going back to me what is it you want to do, isn't it? But I think you already listed in the WhatsApp group of what you want to do for your event. But make sure whatever that you want to conduct for your montage is actually feasible for you. What we call it's feasible enough for you to organize it in. Actually, just imagine, is it feasible or not? Because when you want to conduct for the group project number 2 and number 3, it will be reflect back to the montage, because the montage is actually to support the promotions of your event. So when you have the second assignment and third assignment, you're going to represent back what you want to do for your event. So I hope you understand for this. If you have any question regards with your group project, please ask me.